Hello, I'm Angelica Miguel and this is my video report for Activity 4. The fundamental primitives, points, lines, polygons, then building complex object with meshes, and introduction to parametric surfaces. So first is the fundamental primitives, points, lines, polygons. The fundamental primitives in geometry are basic geometric shapes used to construct more complex figures. Points are the simplest, representing a location in space with no size. Lines are one-dimensional, extending infinitely in both directions, and polygons are two-dimensional shape formed by connecting line segment to enclose a region such as triangles, square, and pentagons. These primitives serve as the building blocks for geometric constructions and analysis. So, what are points, lines, and polygons? So, one, di one difference comes from the limitation of computer-based calculation. In any OpenGL implementation, floating point calculation are the finite precision and they have run-off errors. Consequently, the coordinates of OpenGL points, lines, and polygons suffer from the same problem. More important difference arises from limitations of a raster graphic display on such as display. The smallest displayable unit is a pixel, and although pixels might be less than 1 to 100 of an inch wide, they are still much larger than the mathematician's concept of infinitely small for points and infinitely thin for lines. When OpenGL performs calculation, it assumes that points are represented as vectors of floating point numbers. However, a point is typically, but not always, drawn as a single pixel, and many different points with slightly different coordinates could be drawn by OpenGL, the same pixel. So, describing points, lines, and polygons. This section explains how to describe OpenGL geometry primitives. All geometric primitives are eventually described in terms of their vertices, coordinates that define the points themselves, the endpoints of line segments, or the corners of polygons. The next section discusses how these primitives are displayed and what control you have over the this over the display. So here's some examples of for each fundamental primitive. Points is in coordinate plane. Points are represented by ordered pairs, the x and y. For instance 2, 3 represent point 2 units to the right and 3 units from the origin. Points are essential in defining the vertices of geometric shapes. For example, the vertices of square are points where its sides meet. Then the lines is parallel lines are lines that never intersect no matter how far the extend. Then perpendicular lines intersect at 90 degree angle. Intersecting lines approach each other of some point. Then examples include the horizontal line in landscape of the edges of a notebook page. Then the polygons is regular polygons have equal slides and angles. Example include equilateral triangles and squares. Irregular polygons have sides and angles of varying lengths and measure. Example is most geographic boundaries are the shape of continents. Then the convex polygons have their interior angles less than 180 degrees, meaning they don't fold in on themselves. Example, most of shape like triangles and square. Then concave polygons have at least one interior angle greater than 180 degrees. Example of regular star shapes. So these fundamental primitives this is the example. Uh, are the building blocks of geometric shape are used extensively in various fields, including architecture, engineering, computer graphics, and more. Then next is the building complex object with meshes. Building complex object with meshes involves creating creating intricate shape or structures by combining multiple smaller geometric elements called meshes. A mesh is a collection of vertices, edges, and faces that define the shape of an object in 3D space. To build complex object, you can manipulate these meshes by scaling, rotating, translating, and combining them in various ways. So building complex is object with meshes typically involves creating or importing individual mesh components and then assembling them together form the desired object. This process can be done using various 3D modeling software such as Blender, Maya, or 3ds Max. User can manipulate vertices, edges, and faces to shape each component and then arrange them spatially to form the final object. This approach allows to detailed control over the geometry and appearance of the object, enabling the creation of intricate, and realistic models. So here are some examples. The character models. Game developer often create character model using meshes. They start with basic shape like cubes, cylinders, and spheres, the sculpt and refine them into detailed character by adding and modifying meshes. Then next is the architectural models. So architect and designer use mesh modeling software to create detailed architectural model of buildings and structures. Then they can manipulate meshes to represent various architectural elements like walls, window, door, and roof. Then the vehicle and machinery. Mesh modeling is used to create complex objects such as vehicles, airplanes, machinery. Designer can assemble and modify meshes to accurately represent the intricate components of this object, including engines, wheels, and mechanical parts. Then the terrain and landscape mesh modeling is also employed to create realistic terrain and landscape in video games, simulations and virtual environments. By manipulating meshes, developer can sculpt mountain, valleys, rivers, and other natural features. Then, the product prototypes, industrial designer use mesh modeling to create prototypes of product and gadgets. They can manipulate meshes to visualize and refine the form, structure, and surface details of the products before they are manufactured. So, building complex object is with meshes allow for precise control over the shape and appearance of 3D models, it making it versatile technique used in various fields such as gaming, animation, architecture, engineering, and product design. So here's some example. Building complex with meshes is the robot. So the robot is constructing a robot by combining various mesh like parts like arms, leg, and torso, then adjusting their size and positions to create the desired shape. Then the house, the tree, the car, and the animal. So next is the parametric surface. So introduction to parametric surface is the parametric surface are way to represent surface in three-dimensional space using parameterized equations. So this is the introduction. So, parametric surfaces describe points on the surface as function of two parameters often denoted as the dash, open and close parentheses, u dash, and dash, open and close parentheses, v dash. These parameters vary over a certain domain, and as they change, they trace out points on the surface. This approach is particularly useful in computer graphics, physics, and engineering for modeling complex shapes and surfaces. So, this is the example is in the parametric surface. The parametric surface are mathematical representation of surface in three-dimensional space using parameters. Then these parameters vary over a certain range, defining how the surface curves and twists. So the other example of parametric surface is the ellipsoid, hyperboloid of one sheet, then hyperboloid of two, then cylinder. These examples showcase the versatility of parametric surface in describing a wide range geometric shapes and structures. So this is the review report of group for activity number 4.